Hi, uh, good to see you guys. I'm really excited about today's lesson. Today we're going to be focusing on one of the signposts for notice and note that we were taught to pay attention to while we read fiction literature. And specifically, I want to talk to you about again and again moments. Again and again moments are those moments that just the events seem to just keep happening to the characters just over and over, maybe in slightly different ways. Right? Like in Twilight, Bella is extremely klutzy. So she falls, she trips, she almost gets in accidents. Things seem to happen to her that wouldn't happen to regular people, that wouldn't happen to you or me if we have a little bit of coordination. Okay, that's a motif, an again and again moment. Motif is another word for again and again moments in texts. Okay. Um, Harry Potter, his scar keeps hurting anytime Voldemort's thinking about him, or maybe if Voldemort has a powerful emotion. That keeps happening. It happens in every single Harry Potter book, right? It could be something as simple as maybe a story about someone who just keeps losing things. Maybe they lost their keys. Maybe they lost their homework. Maybe they are going to lose a best friend soon. Things like that are motifs. It's the same kind of problem happening to the character, just over and over again in a slightly different way. It can still be an again and again. Okay? When we notice patterns in the text, we have to think to ourselves, why does this keep happening? Because this is a conscious choice that authors make. They purposefully put these patterns into texts, and the reason they're doing that is to help support their theme. Okay? So when we see again and agains, when we see motifs, they are guiding us toward seeing, recognizing, understanding a central theme in the story. Okay? Hold on, let's see. We need to ask ourselves some questions when we notice these. Okay, so this is like the step-by-step of when we notice a motif, how to figure out what the theme is, okay? So first, you choose a motif that you're noticing, and then think of a question like, are we learning any big lessons? Is there an overarching message here? Are there big lessons being taught, or maybe are there hidden messages? Sometimes the characters are not aware of what the message might be or what you're supposed to learn, but the reader is. So that's maybe a hidden message. That's something the author is trying to project to you. Okay? When you notice these themes, think about these things and then go back to that moment where you saw the motif happening in the story. Maybe go back to the first moment and then the second and so on, the third moment, and just think to yourself, okay, what could be the message here? What could be the message here? What am I supposed to learn, right? What is the author trying to say about life? You want to think hard about what the author has to say about this motif, okay? About this again and again. This motif, how is it important? And then try to say that in a theme statement, okay? We're going to practice this right now with a video. 1 second, let me pull this up. Okay, so as we watch the video, I'm going to think about these things that I asked us to think about. I'm going to try and identify again and again moments. I'm going to simplify that moment into maybe a single word or two for the motif, and then I'm going to try and make a theme statement including that motif word, okay? We're going to watch this video here. You may have seen it before. I guess let's get started with it. Okay, this is called Destiny. Sorry about that. I had to pause. The sound wasn't going to be working properly. Let's try again. Okay, I paused the video because I am noticing something I'm seeing again and again and again, and I hope that you guys are noticing this as well. But this dude has clocks everywhere. Time obsessed? All right, let's continue. Okay, I noticed something new. I really hope you guys have noticed this also. In fact, I'm pretty sure most of you have. But keeps, well, he keeps trying to save his life, but he can't. And what does that say about sort of this? It's sort of feeling helpless. Okay. Okay, let's start again. All right, so I want to go back and think about these again and again moments, these motifs that we recognized as we were watching the film. First of all, this dude has clocks everywhere, and he checked, his life is super incredibly scheduled. For example, in this moment, he's holding out his, I don't know, briefcase, lunchbox, or something, and he knows exactly when his toast is going to pop into it so he can put it in his briefcase. He didn't even look. He had it completely figured out. Let's see. In this moment here, look, he looks at the clock before he leaves out the door. Oh, there's that time. Oh, I mean, that's exactly the perfect time to leave the house. So that's when he leaves. Then he's 4 feet away from the door. He's looking at his clock again. His life is incredibly scheduled. Okay? So, that being said, throughout this entire thing, he keeps dying over and over and over again with his super, super scheduled life. And it's eventually is able to stop, but not until this happens. Let's go back and see. This guy just shuts the clock. And oh, hey, no big deal. Here goes the bus. And he can continue about with his life as normal. Okay. So if I think about how that changed, if I think about that time obsession and how the author chose to show it working out at the end, I'm going to try and think of what he's trying to teach me. And what I'm thinking is, maybe the author is trying to say that it is more important to stop and appreciate the little things than to always be on time. And I'm thinking that because of the beautiful scene that he got to witness with the sun shining down, and that's when he realized, let's close the clock and see what happens. So, okay, he keeps trying to save his life, but he can't. Well, that isn't really true anymore. Actually, he couldn't until he tried a lot of times. He eventually did. So what I'm thinking is, even if you're feeling helpless, yeah. Helpless. And frustrated. Remember, he threw that clock. He was pretty frustrated. You should keep trying. Or try something different. And I think that is shown throughout the video. I think that when he couldn't save his own life, he kept trying different things. Like he threw the gnome. Then eventually he broke the clock and he ended up seeing the good results that happened at the end. Now, you could come to different conclusions than the one I made. Your theme statements don't have to be the same as mine for this exact same text, as long as you can give me the reasons why you think that this is what the author's trying to say. I explained to you, I showed you how I came to these conclusions, and you need to be able to do the same thing. Okay? All right, that's going to be it for today. This is how you take an again and again moment, make it into a motif, and then try and create your theme statement. All right, take care, guys. Bye-bye.